Okay, hi. I'm Ashley Hawkins. This is my online speech class. I'm going to be covering how companies hire employees. I'm gonna say, well, I already said hi. I'm going to explain how companies hire employees. Um, this can help you with the position that you may desire if you go ahead and follow these steps, step by step process. The first thing that you will do, there's four essential steps for the hiring process, and that is filling out an application, whether it's you going and driving around filling out applications or you doing it online. Most people like to do applications online. They like you to do them online. Really, people are kind of going um, paperless. So, the second step is your interviewing process. Some people have one, two, or three interviews. You got to be prepared for that. And also drug screening, background checks, credit checks. And the fourth thing is, make sure you have your correct references. And job offering is more of benefit packages. They talk to you about that and hiring paperwork. Um, so the first step in the application process, I would say to cover and sum it all up because I don't want to take too long, is when you're doing your applications, make sure you put in all your information. Make sure every job that you have worked, all your statements and everything correct, all your numbers are lined up, all your addresses are correct. Make sure you have a cover letter for your job application, which makes you look good and describe, more about you and your skill level and more personal information about you, maybe your typing abilities and things like that. And for your interview, the thing that I would do for interviewing is basically I go to Google and Google different interviewing questions that they may ask in the interview so I can be prepared because I'm always nervous when it comes to interviewing or, you know, having to, oh, I'm just always nervous, whatever. But just always Google your questions and see what they're going to ask you. You can pull up the type of job and they'll let you know the type of questions that they're going to ask you so you can be prepared. Sometimes you have to do a second interview, sometimes you have to do a third. I never had to do a third, I had to do a second. And it was just like the first one. Um and drug screening, some people do hair follicles, they test your hair. Some people do urine. Those are the only two popular ones that I know of. Most people do urine through different companies. So be prepared for that. Background checks, be prepared for that, for them to do that also. And they do ask you, and you have to sign a paper for them to be able to do these things. And some people do credit checks. I don't know if credit checks are really popular, but I know at big companies that they are. So kind of be prepared for that also. And they look at on credit checks if you're paying for things and how you handle your money management. They look at all that to kind of describe more about you. That way they know if they're picking the right candidate or not. And make sure when you do your application that your job references are not just your friends or family. Maybe some people from previous jobs that you worked at that can explain some things about you, your skill level. Maybe you got in good with some management and they can explain some good things about you and good qualities about you to make that job want to hire you. Um, again, you know how your paperwork go when you get hired. Basically, watch it. When it comes down to your tax information, make sure you jot down all that good. Make sure you read over your whole application to make sure that everything is legit. Um, if you go through the processes that I have gave you in my outline, you should do well on getting a job to be able to corner the job that you want and come out with a terrific outcome and landing your new career or even just an awesome paying job until you can get your career or working that job that leads you that you're going to school for to use towards your career because you have to have experience in most you know jobs before you can actually start as a career. I can give you an example as, say, for instance, you open up a daycare service. This is just an example. You will have to have a certain amount of experience before you can be a director, even if you do have a license. So if you are working in a field and you're in school, I would say work in a field that's going to benefit you later. That way it'll go towards what you get in a job in later. That way you'll have experience. Um, Just have a positive. Next, I could say, just always have a positive outlook on everything. Smile, investigate the company, so that way when you go into your interview, you can kind of ask better questions too about their company. That way they know you're interested. This is Ashley again. Bye bye.